If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? You said your name was Juliet, a shotgun wedding you regret, but you're not ready to commit treason against a family set of rules. Your mind that hangs above your head like a prison. And I showed up like Romeo to save you from your life, but you just sentenced me to death or exile. And now I'm lying on the altar without you, and I'm drinking the vial. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? So tell me how it's possible to be so unpredictable, but keep up such a scripted scene. How did you get so complicated and walk out on me? And maybe when I'm Romeo and Juliet, but when you said forever, I took it literally. I never thought you'd be the one smiling on the end of the blade that I bleed. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? If I was honest, open, and not so afraid of commitment, do you think that I could trust again? Or am I just broken? 'Cause these hands scared to reach out, they're scared to fall down. And gonna fist strength to break another fall, or feel anything at all. And my heart stops at the thought of beating like yours, or being ripped out and kicked to the ground and torn, or feeling anything at all, or feeling anything at all. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? If I was honest, open, and not so afraid of commitment, do you think that I could trust again? Or am I just broken? 'Cause these hands scared to reach out, they're scared to fall down. They're gonna fist strength to break another fall, or feel anything at all. And my heart stops at the thought of beating like yours, or being ripped out and kicked to the ground and torn, or feeling anything at all, or feeling anything at all. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? You said your name was Juliet, a shotgun wedding you regret, but you're not ready to commit treason against a family set of rules. Your mind that hangs above your head like a prison. And I showed up like Romeo to save you from your life, but you just sentenced me to death or exile. And now I'm lying on the altar without you, and I'm drinking the vial. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? So tell me how it's possible to be so unpredictable, but keep up such a scripted scene. How did you get so complicated and walk out on me? And maybe when I'm Romeo and Juliet, but when you said forever, I took it literally. I never thought you'd be the one smiling on the end of the blade that I bleed. If I could tell you what it really feels like, do you think that it would change a thing? Do you think that it would change a thing? If I was honest, open, and not so afraid of commitment, do you think that I could trust again? Or am I just broken?
How are we there, guys? And welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Josh, joined by Ben, as always. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I've got a 4-day weekend.
All right, that's enough of Ben. Everyone playing at home. I had to work today, so there was no 4-day weekend for me. I hope everyone's well. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Do apologise for last week. Bit of family dramas and so forth, rushing the young one to hospital and so forth. All good. Yeah, she's back on the mend and so forth, doing well. So happy days for that. But yeah, I do apologise for not getting one out last week. But it's built up for this week where we will be talking about the last two pre-season games against IPR and Sydney FC. We now have confirmation officially that the FFA Cup game against Western United will take place on the 13th of this month down in Geelong with spectators yet to be confirmed. We'd hope to get at least a couple of thousand down there to watch them. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Other than that, we'll talk about the squad. The squad's been confirmed. We've got 23 players. No one else to come in. Hopefully no more to depart. Referring to the whole Devlin issue and so forth, thought we'd had everything sweet, but he then decided to chuff off, which is fair enough. We got good money for him, so why wouldn't we let him go? But 100%. Hopefully everyone now is settled and we're all good and we can proceed and we can get back to a normality. Round one, we'll obviously get through the FFA Cup, then look forward to Central Coast on round one at what I've been told unofficially should be at 100% capacity. So in the New South Wales sector, they are looking to play all round one A-League games at 100%, as long as you're double vaxxed. I gather that would be definitely in place.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, fingers crossed for everyone up there. These guys will be able to get along to the game with pretty much minimal interruptions. Before we get into it, once again, big shout out to Gabrielle Mar, optometrist at Jesmond. Yeah, for all your spectacle needs. Betty's just whacking a few on himself there at AR. Blue light glasses, whether they're prescription sunglasses or you're just getting an eye check. As I say every week, guys, it is important to go get your eyes tested at least once a year.
I'm due again. Actually, I feel like putting those glasses on. I need to do the VO5 hair flick from the 90s.
Yeah. And before we get into it, the other one is making sure that you guys can hear us, making sure I'm coming through well. Ben,
yeah, they are. I've checked it.
Beautiful. Bastard, put him in mute. Yeah, absolutely. Watching you, Neville's, via Chromecast through mobile PC. Gone. Oh, no.
Say it! You won't hear it on stream. You won't hear it.
I won't hear it.
You'll probably hear it on your end. They won't hear it. Because I've got control tonight.
That's right. Benny's got control tonight. We've, as we said, we're going to go through the whole squad from top to bottom, and we will talk about the ones that have come in, the existing, where we think, how we think they're going to go. Maybe where we think they're going to be an impact for the club this season, and obviously the average one that we just hope may get a few minutes, or the ones that we think are going to struggle. Because the squad's pretty tight. The squad's got good depth this year, so the ones that got plenty of game time last year might find themselves a little bit harder to get on the pitch. So yeah. We'll go through that, but
also let's not forget, you need to remind them, for those listening to the podcast on all our audio platforms.
Yeah, continue on. You said
I was refreshing your memory. So obviously, Benny's had his head in Photoshop for a week, putting all this together in the same sort of vein that I did with the kits the other week. This is why I've got control of tonight's stream. But those listening on the audio platforms, obviously, you're not going to see anything.
Yes.
So jump across onto the YouTube and go watch it there.
Correct. Not before following and liking and sharing and doing whatever.
Turn Benno down. He's blowing my soundbar up.
Turn Benno down.
How's that, Noopy?
His computer's already shit itself. He doesn't need the TV.
He did shit himself as well. I've turned it down. It's because it's set up for when I stream, that's why.
Yeah, Benno's just so loud. He doesn't care about anyone else and what user.
Well, it is turned down considering from when I stream.
Yeah.
Because I get excited.
He does get very excited. So we're going to talk. We're going to get into it. May as well start from the beginning. Sydney FC travelled down to Sydney. Was it a week ago now?
Yeah.
give or take. And yeah, unfortunately walked out of that with a 5-0 loss.
We got slapped.
We did get slapped, and out came the keyboard warriors as usual, as I was expecting. You know, we're 5-0 down, first hit out. You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, it's probably not much different to what I was expecting, considering Sydney hasn't really changed their squad all that much.
Yeah.
The guys that they've brought in pretty much have played in the A-League last year, like your Burgess and stuff, like O'Toole and
Yeah.
those sort of players. You know,
Johnny
they're all experienced
Tracer.
A-League players and stuff like that. Is where, you know, we've got a brand new squad. Majority of our players haven't played in.
For
played in
us,
the
it
A-League.
wasn't about the result.
Oh,
The result was nothing. It was players learning other players in a match situation, not against each other.
exactly right. And Luke, that was literally exactly what it is. There was exactly what I put on the Jets page. About 10 minutes after the score came out.
I was about to say, keyboard warriors, is Josh stirring the pot?
Absolute piss take. Papa's out. Why not? 5-0 down. And yeah, not good enough as far as I'm concerned. But as Benno said, it's going to take a while. You know, it's going to take weeks, like
Months.
not just weeks now,
Months.
weeks into the season.
Yeah.
Like, you know, from round one, I would not be surprised if we got beat by the Coast. You know, like you would hope not. You would hope by then we've played a few games and we've beaten Western United and advanced to the next stage of the FA Cup to play Wellington at home. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got beat. You know, I believe we've got to play, without me looking at the fixture in front of me, you know, the first 4 or 5 rounds are pretty much in Sydney. So, you know, we're going to have to play Western Sydney. We have to play Sydney again. Central Coast, obviously. Wellington, I'm sure, will be there. So.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Like, we played three, well, you could say thirds of football.
Pretty much
I
what
think
it
they
was.
were 35 minutes each or something.
Give or take, yeah.
And it was 3 completely different squads.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100%.
And that was the point.
Yep. Yeah, and it's going to take time. Pappas, that was the first real time he's been able to get the squad together and not play against themselves.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy for you to play, get your 24 blokes or whatever it is, or 23, 24 blokes together and just play against each other. There's no winner.
Yeah.
You know, you take...
Football's the real winner.
Yeah. Oh. Hashtag
Give me a
Benno
job,
out.
soccer I am.
Hashtag Benno out. Seriously. But, and that's it. At the end of the day, the boys got minutes in their legs. They got to run out. The overseas players got a bit of a feel of what what they can expect come round one.
Yeah.
You know, or the FFA Cup match. Next week.
They can all expect to be sitting in Topper's pocket. His pocket's going to explode.
Yeah, exactly right. So dismal result. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. We move on from that. We then went back to Sydney, or was it? Actually, I think I've seen it was at Valentine. It was Valentine Complex.
Yeah, I think so.
They played IPR. Don't ask me the result. I did not see it, but I heard that we dominated the game pretty well. I believe that was over 2 45-minute halves, so
Yeah,
back to normality, which is good, I suppose. A lot of the players getting back to some sort of normality, going, oh, this is, here we go.
Yeah.
What we used
First
to.
game was about running everybody out.
Yeah, exactly right. Just running them till they're ragged and then just pulling them off. So
Yeah.
So ended up winning that one, I believe. I'm sure someone will whack it in the chat and tell us what happened there. But yeah, I'm sure it was another good result. I'm sure biggest thing out of it is as long as Pappas is getting what he is putting in.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, right?
As long as he's seeing what he is assembled the squad to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
The result is it's not worth a pinch of shit.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want a result.
No. So as long as what he's relaying to the boys is what's happening on the pitch, and everyone's working for the team, it's a win-win at the end of the day. As we're talking pre-season, that's what we want. We want everyone to be on the same page. We want all the boys to be, going out there, giving it 100%. We don't want your Joey Champnesses and stuff like that. We want blokes who are playing for the badge, want to be there, and are going to do whatever they can.
And it seems like this squad is.
Look, they're gelling well. It's like most teams, I gather. It's a fresh new team. Not a lot of people there from last year, senior-wise, which is, a good or bad thing. So, give me 1 second.
Seniority seems to be coming from, this season, it seems to be coming from the internationals, which is something weird. It's hard to sort of give that seniority, considering they haven't played in the league before. I mean, you still got your older players like Hoffy, who's still there. You've got your stalwarts who are in their mid to late 20s, like Elsie, who have played in the A-League before. Not necessarily for the Jets, but there's... From Painter, by the way. Team did well. They're getting more and more prepared to reach a high level in all competitions.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly right. What was I going to say?
Did you have to translate that from Portuguese, Luke?
What?
I wonder if Luke had to translate that from his Instagram
from
Portuguese.
More and more prepared to read.
Because I don't know what Painter's English is like.
In all competitions. Oh, mate, seriously. Just give me a call. Sort it out for you.
Who is it that we were looking at the other week and we just went, yeah, not interviewing that person. They don't have a scrap of English.
Yeah, one of the Jets blokes.
Who was it?
It was in quarantine.
Was it Savas?
I think it was Savas. Yeah, I think it was.
One of them doesn't have very good English. Boumal's English is surprisingly good.
Yeah, not too bad. Really not too bad at all. A disappointing result to start with. A good one to, head into the game against Western United. I don't think they've got another one off the top of my head.
He's using the translator.
He's using it. Of course he is. So Western United was confirmed officially today.
Yeah.
I did get wind of it a couple of days ago, but officially it was today. Announced 13th of this month, November, 7:30 p.m. down in Geelong. It'll be televised on 10 Play or Paramount, whatever you've got, and so forth. So that'll be good. And at the end of the day, something that we need to win, something that Western United will definitely want to want to win, and we want to win, and the winner will get Wellington at the end of the day. How much preparation Wellington have done between previously?
Oh yeah, that's right. We got Bulls this week.
Bulls, that's right. And
We've got MacArthur.
That's right. I thought there was another one.
That'd be a good hit out.
It will be a good hit out. The winner will get Wellington. The Wellington flew in today, I think, or yesterday, something along those lines, very recently from New Zealand. Private charter with a couple of squads. So the men's A-League side came in, the women's W League came in, the
women's A-Leagues. Get it right.
Yeah, sorry, far out. The women's A-League.
The A-League's women's.
A-League's
or the A-League's women? I don't know how that's done.
Oh, it's not right.
Oh no, it's weird.
Sounds really bizarre. I believe the New Zealand basketball side flew out with them as well, and I think there was someone else involved in that as well.
Don't even say it, Luke, because you know it'll happen.
Having to
Don't even say it.
Hey, maybe.
Ex-Jets players have always got a knack for scoring against the Jets once they leave.
Tell you where I'd like to see him on the bench.
Yes,
come back out. He can come out and play next week.
He can only come off the bench once Eli Babash has taken out Tomoki Amai. Because I think it's going to be very weird, because I think it's going to be one of the first times that we don't see a 5 or a 3 at the back by Western United since their inception.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they throw out. Talking to a couple of the guys from the All Out West podcast, and they were saying that the boys they're looking sharp and they've been training really well. They've been able to play and been able to train and so forth, so with a few of the NSL clubs down here.
Yeah.
So they've been ticking over really well. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that. We played Magic and so forth, but I believe they've had a lot of the NPL, we'll say, best NPL Victorian players at training.
Yeah.
To really push some of the, some of the older guys and some of the guys that are the fringes and stuff like that, and obviously, the few internationals.
Yeah.
I believe they've still got a few spaces left. They brought in a new bloke today. It was announced literally a couple of hours ago. Can't remember his name. Don't ask me who he was or where he's come from. But it's an international. So Luke, feel free, go hunting for that one for me. It'd be great. But yeah, I believe it's another international. So they're doing well. They've brought in a couple of good signings, international wise as well. So it's going to be a tough hit out. It's going to be a real tough hit out. And look, if we can come away with a win out of this.
Oh, they've signed Christian Theoharis.
That's who it was. Yeah,
Theoharis is an Aussie.
Oh, an Aussie.
Theoharis, 2-year scholarship deal. He was the one that went to Borussia Mönchengladbach a couple of years back from Perth.
Yeah, you did. No, it must have been the last bloke. The last bloke they must have signed, which must have been, wouldn't have been too long ago either. He must have been the store.
I know he's been training on with them for the past couple of weeks, though.
Wellington going straight into a pre-season game against Central Coast Mariners tomorrow. Yeah, it's probably a good thing. Probably a good thing for them.
Coasties need a run too.
They've been training over there. They've played games. Wellington have played games with what they've been able to play with over there. They've, I believe a third of their squad's been here.
Yeah, I think some of their they had a pre-season hit out against Team Wellington the other week.
Yeah, they've definitely played a few games and so forth. So it's not like they're, pardon me, absolutely coming in.
Oh, victory! Yeah, I knew he went from somewhere in the A League.
So, but yeah, it'll be a good hit out. Let's see what happens. Hopefully 3 points. Hopefully a victory and into the next round. But the biggest thing, as long as if we can get there, and have a look, will be structure for me. That's the one thing I'll be looking at is structure and what's going on with the guys.
We'll have the analysis specs on.
Yes. Again, as we said before, there's still no word of us being able to get into the ground at this point.
Yeah.
They're still trying to work that out with the Geelong government and stuff like that and the facility, Virginia Park and so forth. So fingers crossed they'll let some players in. I know a few of the guys from up in Newey are looking at coming down. I know Vandy and a few of the other guys are looking at come down to watch. So hopefully they haven't booked flights for nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, fingers crossed. What do we got here? Hey lads, thoughts on how annoying everyone flipping their shit about pre-season results? It is what it is. Elliot, welcome, mate. Anyway, welcome. Yeah. Look, as we said before, it's going to take a while. It could be half the season.
Yeah.
Before we really see them at full stride. These players, which we'll get into very shortly, we haven't played a lot of football at all. Like they've had a lot of pre-season, sitting around twiddling thumbs, whether it be keeping fit in hotel quarantine or at home with minimal support. Pretty much them, their personal trainers, and that's pretty much it. So it's not going to happen in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And this is the biggest thing with fans. We know what the fans are like, and
they're fickle.
So I'm quick to judge. You know what I mean? Like I still stand by that. I don't believe Pappas is the right man for the job long term.
Not long term.
But if he can pull something out of his hat, and get the best out of the squad that he's got, that'll impress me, and I'll be happy. I'll be happy with that until it sort of goes downhill. It's just one of those things where Ernie Merritt came in and done exactly that. He took the side that was shit, and we were floundering at the bottom and
took
the cream of the crop, and then up to the grand final we went, and then as soon as we started to go downhill again, it was thanks for coming, see you later. in my opinion, I still believe that he would have turned them around.
Yeah.
How he would have turned them around, I don't know, but his quality speaks for itself. He doesn't play shit brand of football coach wise, and I still think that he would have been able to turn them around given more time and a little bit more backing from the backroom stuff. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, that is what it is.
Just brings a lot of it into perspective of how flandery we were finance-wise back then.
Noopy, will Carl get lonely without Kenny?
No, they've got each other on Zoom. One
down, one to go. At the end of the day, honestly, I've got nothing but respect for Kenny. He's an absolute legend. Even if I did freaking stiff him about 300 games when I met him on the podcast. Yeah, nothing against Kenny. Kenny came out here purposely to work with Carl. So wherever Carl was going, he was going too. So it is what it is. I have no idea why he went back to Scotland. It just says personal family reasons, stuff like that. So fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious.
Well, I'll keep one eye on it.
Yeah, 100%.
For the next couple of months.
We'll see what happens and so forth. But yeah, as I said, hopefully it wasn't so much for major dramas, let alone maybe a chance of going back home, being with family during COVID and stuff like that, and getting a chance in Scotland.
Happy man. Hey guys, any word on the new kits being posted out? Thought it was end of October. Guess what? They were due to be sent out on the 30th of October. Guess what? Mine got sent out 4 days before that.
Have you got it though?
I don't have it yet, but I have tracking I have tracking information. I can tell you right now, it is sitting at Australia Post in our town.
Oh, look out!
So I'll probably have it Wednesday.
Here we go. It's on. Yeah. So yeah. Well, that's exactly right. They were due to come out, and
they were getting posted technically on the 30th.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get them a week to 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah, depending on how everything goes and so forth. Down here, it's a little bit easier. Friggin', we get most of our shit from Adelaide to here quicker than probably what you guys would.
Yeah.
No different to you guys getting shit from friggin' Queensland, etc.
Yeah, but we get a bit stiffed at the moment because of the public holiday this week.
Exactly. Surely you guys can head over and just sneak over the fence. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna go in and just be straight up with security and just go, yeah, mate, I'm meant to be in Topper's pocket for the game. So if you don't mind me letting me in, he's expecting me to be in his back pocket to tell him where to go and what to do.
I'll just go, oh, that guy, Savas, I'm his personal trainer.
Yeah. No one will go at the Western game. No, it's not Manchester City. Calm down. They get a little bit of a cred.
Pappas is the best available, though, that we could afford. It's a gamble. That's win-win for the owners. Either Pappas succeeds and the Jets do well, or he fails and spends a season unearthing youth talent. Yeah, not a bad way of looking at it.
Yeah, no. Like, I half agree with you there, Elliot.
The new owners group are going to want results.
Pappas is the best available, though. Was he the best available? For me, the biggest thing you've got to look into is the ownership group at the moment. 3 out of the
fourth still hasn't shown their face.
Yeah. 3 out of the possible 4. The guys inside that group know him very well. Western United CEO knows him very well.
Yeah,
with his time down here in Melbourne, what was I going to say? Sydney FC, as well. Know him very well for his time in Sydney. So it wasn't for me. I don't think it's sort of the best we could have got, and so forth. They knew him. They know what his style's like. He's been very lucky with his opportunities. Not saying that he hasn't earned every one of his opportunities, but he's been very lucky with where he's gone. Yes, he went with Ange. He got the chance to go there, but the biggest thing was they succeeded. So when you succeed, it helps. If they'd gone there and failed, could have been a very different story.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They went there. They succeeded, and out of that success, he got his own gig in Japan, which is impressive.
Yeah.
When you look at the likes of how many coaches have been able to play over there, coach over there. So, was he the best available? it's hard to say because we don't have control of who actually put their CV in and, a record of that. But at the end of the day, time will tell. Results, as Ben said, results are the key. If he delivers the results, well, there we go. Happy days.
He's the man for the job.
And that's all it is. I don't care what coach you bring in. You know what I mean? Whether I like them or I don't. As long as they're getting results, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Don't care how they do it or what they're teaching the guys on the pitch or whether they're more of a defensive style of coach and stuff like that. Am I the biggest fan of Graham Arnold? Absolutely not.
I can't stand him.
Do I think that he's made a lot of mistakes at the international level and the Australian level? Absolutely.
Yes.
But at the moment, he's getting results. He's doing the right thing. Some of them are very scrappy and sloppy, and I feel probably could have been a lot better and tuned a lot better. But
some of them, in some cases, are a complete liability.
You win 1-0 against freaking whoever. You get beat by Japan the way they got beat by Japan. It is what it is. It's one game. We now get to watch it firsthand on Australian soil. Against Saudi Arabia, which for me is the biggest test. Japan wasn't the test. They were struggling, and that coach's job was on the line. He got beat by Australia, he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Saudi Arabia has no pressure. Their coach is safe. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they got nothing to lose.
And he's doing absolutely great things, and it's why they're sitting on top of the table at the moment in level group. So that, for me, is the one we need to win. Not worry about Japan. Japan go through, so be it. Japan go through most years for World Cups. But it's Saudi Arabia that we do not want to be getting beat by. So, is as far as I'm concerned. What do we got? I'm loving the gold hats in the packs this year. Well, yeah, that was another thing I was going to quickly touch on before we move on, was the packs. The merchandise was released. Good to see that everyone gets everything.
It's all gold! I love it.
Yeah, it's all gold. But everyone gets everything. It's not like you can freaking pick it. I don't want the hat this year, so I'm not going to pay for it and la-di-da. Bugger it. You don't like it, give it to somebody else.
Gonna go with the collection. I don't wear hats.
Whack it up in the attic. Wait. It could be a golden heirloom in 500 years.
More ways than one.
Absolutely. Ben, say that you're a Savas translator.
Say that I'm Savas' translator. Sorry, I don't speak Greek. Kebab.
What do we got? Good call.
I had one for lunch today. Anyway.
Graham Arnold is beating small teams, falls apart against tough competition and can't rotate systems. I don't see him winning any tournaments.
I don't know about the falling apart against tough competition, but I do agree with the fact that he can't rotate systems.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. He definitely can't.
If he comes up against an opponent that can work out his system and nullifies it, we're fucked.
Yeah, he goes in with the same system no matter what. Doesn't matter what it is.
But he did the same thing with Sydney.
Yeah. But the biggest thing for Japan, right? That game against Japan, they were licking their lips.
Yeah, that was all motivation for them.
They could not have been looking when the fixtures came out and realised that they had to go through like 3 games before they got to us. They would have been freaking shit. They would have been so dirty that they had to do that because, as I said, they're a strong side. And when you come up against sides that are just going to roll over and they're just going to lay and they don't mind if the opposition don't mind if they touch the ball 20 times and put one in the back of the net and park the bus. Japan will get frustrated by that. It's where a country like us, we only know one way, and one way is forward. We don't give a shit.
Fucking hit him where it hurts.
Right, and because we're a country and we're a team that loves to move forward, Japan could not have been happier. They're like, sweet. They're not going to roll over. They're going to come at us. They're going to freaking try everything they can to freaking score. And when they do, and they make the mistake, we're going to counter and we're going to freaking hurt them on the freaking counter. And they did. Every time. It went out wide, or we went down the middle. We lost the ball. The ball went straight out to the wingers, and they friggin' had a field day. Run straight down the line and put the ball in, and so forth. So, yeah, will Graham Arnold friggin' succeed at the next World Cup? I don't think so.
No.
Too hard to say. 1, because we're not there yet, and 2, I have no idea who we're coming up against in the group. So, yeah, it'll be hard to say, but. Anyway, that's a different story. Anyway, we're going to get into it because we're going to finish off after this. So we're going to go through the whole squad. As we said, we're going to talk a little bit about their past 12 months or so, where they've been and stuff like that. Roughly what we can expect, hopefully, from them. And again, before we get into it, they are in no particular order. So the photos will pop up. They're not from goalkeeper to striker or whatever it is. It's just the way Ben's whacked him in his little friggin'
Stream deck.
And that's pretty much that. They are also our opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. Our opinion.
Disclaimer.
Our opinion means fuck all.
Yes.
Yeah? So whatever we think and you disagree with, more than happy to friggin' take it on the chin. It's just what we expect may happen with some of the players and what we hoped will happen from others. And others we probably have no idea what's going to happen. So a lot of these internationals we don't know enough about. We can only go off stats. We know stats lie on the odd occasion, so we take it with a grain of salt with what we've got at our disposal, and we'll go from there. Other than that, we'll go through this and we'll finish it off. And Ben's just got a little plug which he'll need to do at the end, so hang around for that. And we'll probably chuff off and raid somebody to close out the show. So we'll let you know before that. Jump over on the Twitch side if you have one and just pop in, say good day. As I said, we don't have to hang around for 5 minutes. Just pop in, say good day, and then you guys can chuff off as well. And we'll see you next week. But yeah, we're going to get into it anyway. We're going to go through the whole squad as we said, and hopefully see what this 23-man squad can do and where they can take us in 2021-22 Isuzu League season.
Isuzu Ute A-League men's season.
It's just so effort. So much effort. Can we just call it
it makes you think though. Fuck, we were spoiled just having the Hyundai A-League. Not the Isuzu Ute A-League's men's.
It's even the Hyundai A-League. It was just the A-League. Like, you can't even call it that anymore. Can we just call it the I-League? Like, seriously.
Can we call it the CF League? Cunts Fuck League?
The bat and ball league. The bat and ball league, we want.
Tin Pot League.
Tin
Pot League.
Absolutely. Anyway, we're going to get underway. Here we go. First cab off the rank, I believe, is Archie Goodwin.
That, my friend, it is.
There is the man right there, man of the hour, Archie Goodwin. Look, he's... I'm just going to quickly, don't mind me, just going to quickly friggin' move some things around so that I can see what's going on and you guys can see me and la-di-da. Anyway, there we go. Rightio, so, currently at the Jets. Oh. Newcastle Jets NPL.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay, cool. My camera's had a hissy fit.
Oh, okay. I'll continue while you sort that out.
Yes, continue. I will continue to fix my scuffage that is my webcam.
Very good. Very, very good. Anyway, right here. So we're going to go into Archie, as we said. Currently played 8 games for the Jets. Scored the one last season, obviously. 16. Biggest thing out of this is the young bloke's 16. You know, he's still in school. He's got his whole career ahead of him. He gets some game time, not much this season. Yeah, and that's the other thing, guys. We'll bring him up and so forth. You just let us know. We'd love your opinion. You know, What's your thoughts? At the end of the day, you guys are the fans. You know, what's your opinion of the players? How well did they play? What were your thoughts on them last season? What do you think you'll see out of them this season? You know, those are things that we want you guys to let us know. So, pardon me. But yeah, so yeah, not much to tell on Archie. He's, you know, as I said, he's 16 years of age, hasn't really played anywhere. He's been given his chance through the Jets youth system. You know, he took his 8 games last season very well, and as you would expect, that's the type of player you want in your squad. When they're given the chance, they run with it. You know, that's the biggest thing.
He needs to put his head down, Take whatever experience he can from the senior players and then use that. I don't think this season will be his season. You may see him a couple of times off the bench late on in games. But even then, I think he's in a position this season where he really needs to put his knuckles down.
Yep.
And then just learn and draw all he can from the current squad that's there.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. 16 years of age, I'm pretty sure if that's me at 16 years of age coming into that and someone says to you, what's your goal? For me, my goal is to play at least one more game more than what I did last season and to score at least one more goal than what I did last season. So, if he plays more than his 8 games and scores more than his only goal from last season, that's an achievement. It's a win, and we as fans should be very happy for that out of him, if given his chance. He's a young prodigy. Even at 16, you can't even say whether he's going to make it or not. That's the biggest thing. Just take it day by day, take it as it comes, and hopefully, fingers crossed for him. He has a good season, injury-free, and does the best he possibly can. Anyway, who we got next, Benny?
Who we have next? We have Angus Thurgate.
Angus.
Gussie.
Mr. Angus Thurgate.
And we'd just like to stress as well, thank you to the Newcastle Jets for letting us use their imagery.
Yes. Big thanks. Big thanks to the Jets, for letting us use the images which you guys can see on your screen. Angus Thurgate, the Pele of Port Macquarie.
Oh God, I wish people would stop calling him that.
The Pele. It's better than the Wizard of Woi Woi.
Oh God.
You take that far out. I was going to say, so youth career, as we said, mid-North Coast, Newcastle Jets. His only senior team has been the Jets. Look, at the end of the day, he's doing very well for himself. He's absolutely killing it.
With the myriad of positions that he can play, it'd be interesting to see where Pappas thinks he's the best fit.
Yep.
For the current system that we're employing.
Yeah. Yep.
He's played up top, he's played as a DM, he's played as a centre mid, he's played as a cab, he's played out wide in games. It'd be interesting to see where they think he fits.
Yeah. For me, from his last season and so forth, look, it was pretty good. He does the job, as we said, we're talking about young blokes. He's 21. He's a little bit older than, Archie and so forth. But at the end of the day, he's 21. He'll make mistakes. That's a given. Old heads make mistakes. So it's only fair that the young ones do as well. For me, the biggest thing, 67 games, 4 goals for the Jets as of 2018 when he got his start. The biggest one for me that he needs to improve on is he needs to be scoring more goals. Yep. That's pretty much the big one for me. If he wants to start getting more game time, he needs to be also finishing goals. 4 in the 67 games isn't good enough, in my opinion. Yes, people will say, but he's a midfielder and so forth. But you watch his gameplay.
He's a midfielder with an eye for goal, though.
He's always around that top of the 18-yard box. You're talking about guys that with screamers.
Hey!
Hey, he's back. Let him go.
I fixed it. I don't plug it.
Very good. My shoulder's gone to fuck, but yeah, it should be right. What was I going to say? Bloody, you take. I think the good one as well is you take Topper Stanley's goal, right? Topper Stanley scored that screamer from outside of the box, but realistically, it probably should have been Gus that should hit that ball.
Yeah.
Gus should be hitting them balls. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Not take nothing away from Topper's strike, but realistically, he should be doing that. He will be fighting for position this year. Luke reckons he's going to be fighting hard for a position. I totally agree. Totally agree. These kids aren't going to have it as easy as what they've had it. You look at some of the squad that we'll get through, and it's not as easy as what they've had it in past years and so forth, and they're going to have to really grind out at training, pick up a spot.
I think he's going to be an option, sort of the 60-minute mark off the bench.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
his
I think
with his speed and control of the midfield in later game.
Yep.
I think that's where his fit is.
Yeah, I think Ben said it a little bit earlier. He's very versatile. He can play a number of positions, which helps him. Gives him more of a chance to obviously crack a spot for game day.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be tight. Every position that he can play has been filled very well, and yeah. So good luck to him. Hopefully, he can add to the 67 games and 4 goals that he's already played at the Jets. And yeah, hopefully a few more screamers, a few more games, and a few more goals, and possibly some more games for the Aussie under-20s. With his 4 games and 1 goal there. So anyway, we'll move on from Gussie. Where are we going to now, Benny?
Next up, we've got Blake Archbold.
Blakey Archibald. Good old Blakey, who is... I can't find my stats on Blake Archibald because I don't know where the fuck they've gone. Why can't I see it? There it is. The young scholarship player.
Yo, Timmy.
Timmy, yo. Blake Archibald. So we're talking about the youngsters. Benny's put them in. He has categorised them from the youngest, the youngsters to the oldies. So we've got him back a year for this one. 20 years of age, Blake Archibald. He is on a scholarship. 6 games since 2020. No goals as of yet. He's a midfielder also. For me, look,
fringe.
Yeah, if he can get minutes anywhere this season, let's take injuries off the table.
Yeah,
because if injuries happen, it's just a given. You know, you've got no choice; you have to play him. But if everyone stays fit and he can get minutes, that's very good for him.
At the end of the day, I don't even think we'll see him too often on the bench. I think we're just too well stacked in the midfield.
Yeah. It's going to be he's going to find himself very hard to press. Yeah, for game time and so forth this season. But hopefully, if he's not getting the game time, he's getting the experience and he's getting the
The push.
he's learning. Yeah, he's pushing himself and he's learning and picking up everything from all the senior guys that we've got this season in that current position. So yeah, not much from Blakey. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to struggle this year, being 20 years of age and having a fair few blokes in front of him. But yeah, good to see Pappas giving him a chance anyway. Moving on, Benny. Who else we got?
Next up, mate, we've gone for our first international. It is Becca Mikeltatse.
Becca. Big old Becca, the Georgian. 23 years of age. Again, still young. You look at the difference in pedigree, right? You know, you go from your Blake Archibalds and your Angus Thurgates and so forth, 21 years of age and have played at the Jets. That's it. 67 games for Gus. We'll use Gus as a good example because he's been given a fair bit of chance.
Yeah.
67 games for Gus at 21 years of age. Becca has played a lot more games than that. He's been at a lot more clubs than Gus. From his latest one at Xanthi, which everyone knows about.
He's been a first teamer at quite undoubtedly the biggest club in Georgia, in Dynamo Tbilisi.
Yeah, absolutely. 47 games and 16 goals. We're looking at our first striker, essentially. Of the night, what we've gone through. So yeah, and this is the biggest thing. You look at these internationals. You look at some of these sides. There's not much you can really know. Ruben Kazan, is an oldish club in Russia. So you got a little bit of time there, 11 games or so in a season. Which isn't too bad. I gather there's probably some really good players out there. For me, the biggest thing is his striking. That's the biggest thing that worries me. Ben and I said this from day one when we sort of started to see the strikers flood in. We're getting rid of a bloke like Roy O'Donovan, who's a 1-in-2 man, who scored plenty of goals. in the last couple of seasons, and that's been moved around and so forth, and jumping from coaching style to coaching style, and where positioning where he wants to be, where he needs to be played. 17 games for Xanthi, 3 goals. You're talking at about what, at a rough estimate, almost 100 games at professional level. And he hasn't cracked 25 goals thereabouts. He's about 25. So 100 games thereabouts and roughly 25 goals. Not good enough for a striker.
See, I think I disagree with you there, Luke. I know he's not been brought in to be a target man. That's Eli Babaja's job description. At 6 foot, being as young as he is, I'd probably, looking at his stats, how many games he's played and how many goals he's scored, he seems like a striker that tends to drop deep to receive.
Yep.
And push the play forward wide. For somebody else. He, if anything, probably more on in as a false 9.
Yep.
To dictate outside the box and spray wide. For on running for a higher player up top or somebody out wide to cut in.
Yeah.
He's a deep lying playmaking forward.
For me, he came into the squad, and I wasn't sold. Still not sold. He's taken Roy's number. He's taken number 9, which at the end of the day is striker's number. If you're taking that number, you need to be the one scoring the goals.
Yeah. If you
get beat in the season, someone scores more goals than you wearing that shirt, hand it back. give it to someone who's scoring more goals than you, because to me it's just not good enough. You're talking about 40, as I said, 47 goals, 47 games, 16 goals is his best. 13 games, 3 goals, 23 games, 2 goals, 11 games, 1 goal. You're looking at literally.
He's never been really a top league player either.
Yeah.
He's always been in your second divisions.
Yeah. Safe to say, what do you reckon, Ben? Friggin' about a 1 in 10 game? From looking at his stats?
It depends. It depends on the service. And we all know that the Jets are terrible at offering service.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be lenient on him and go 1 in 5.
Oh yeah, no. I'm talking about his current stats. You looking?
His current stats, yeah.
His current stats is about a 1 in 10, 1 in 8.
Yeah, 1 in 8, 1 in 10. Which
around that sort
in
of
a league like ours where you've only got 24 games.
Yeah.
That's an average of 3 goals for the season.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be somebody that's wearing the number 9. Yeah.
For me, and again, everyone's got their opinions and stuff like that with ex-players and stuff like that, but Archie Thompson summed it up best. And as he said, this is a few years ago now, but if you come in as the number 9, you come in as the lead striker, and you don't score goals into the teens, you've picked a dud. They need to be scoring in the teens. If you don't have a bloke who's scoring in the teens, or your front 3 isn't pushing 25, 30 goals amongst a lot of them.
Yeah,
it's pretty bang average. You've made a mistake. So
the only alternative is that he's young. He also at the Jets has signed a multi-year deal.
Yes, yeah. So he signed a 2-year deal, which is good. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he hits the ground running, and he does some good things. But yeah, for me, he needs to score. He needs to get into double figures.
Santo's gone.
Oh, Santo gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh wow, poor bugger. Far out. That's big news.
It's a rough trot.
News coming in. Santo. Far out. Ouch. Bugger. But yeah. So for me, he needs to be cracking the teen figures this season in goals, or his assists need to be off the chart.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's a player that when you're signing him on a 2-year deal at 23 years of age, at number 9, he's a bloke that is expected to start and is expected to play 90 minutes almost week in, week out.
Yeah.
So, He's going to have plenty of time. Hope you would gather this season to score some goals. Fingers crossed he does. And as I said, if he doesn't, he better be assisting in plenty of assists because I'll be pretty gutted if he doesn't.
Yeah.
So good luck to him. Good luck to him. Hopefully he scores plenty of screamers. And as I said, they don't have to be screamers. He can score 11 friggin' tap-ins. Don't give a shit. They all count. They all count. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we've picked a winner and he scores plenty. Next one, mate.
Next one, mate. We've got the man himself who keeps the nurses busy.
Nurses busy.
Yep, it's Ben Kanarowski.
Oh, the Canner, far out. You've had to go back to the archives to find a bloody shirt. See him wearing a shirt. There he is.
Nice photos.
Oh, yeah.
I only picked nice photos.
nice photos. Look. Yeah, far out.
Wait,
how do I? Oh,
well, you said at the start. Let's not speak of injuries.
Oh man, fuck it all. Canner, mate. I so hope to God that you get through a season injury free. Hopefully,
would be nice.
Mate, hopefully the rehab's been really good, and no idea won't see him much. Yeah, look, fingers crossed. If he's fit, right, no questions about it. It's hard to say because we can only go off him from 2 seasons ago, roughly. Because,
and he didn't play many games back then either.
He didn't play much then either. So, his younger days, mate, he was on fire. He was probably one of the best, central midfielders going around at the time. Maybe 4 or 5 seasons ago, he was quality.
Yeah,
his movement was good. His passing ability was fantastic and off the charts. He was very accurate with his passing. You can't fault that.
Yeah.
He is very much a utility player. He'll play wherever's needed, which is fantastic, which is what you want from a player. You don't want those blokes that I'm only playing here. He don't care. He'll put on the shirt and he'll play wherever's needed, which is fantastic. He's Newcastle born, Newcastle bred. He's the longest serving player. The most caps. 196 and counting. So, what can you say?
You can't.
Hopefully he's injury free. It's
Again, I don't think you'll see him a lot in the midfield. I think he might be. I think they might be using him as a makeshift centre back.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of a defensive midfielder. I think he'll sit deeper than he's probably sat before in midfield. And he'll just be a distributor.
Yeah,
that's Cannon to a T.
Yeah.
As I said, his ball distribution is outstanding. It's probably one of the best. As I said a few years ago when he was at his best.
Yeah.
When Bayern Munich's and stuff like that were looking at him. His ball distribution
long
was
time ago now.
Yeah, out of this world. So fingers crossed at the end of the day.
They're sitting there rubbing their hands thinking that they dodged a bullet.
Yeah. For me, I think the one thing I will say about Kanarowski, and in regards to the club as well, right? He's been very quiet. This is a bloke who's friggin' Newcastle born and bred, who can talk up the Hunter more than Ben Kanarowski. He's been there since day dot. He was the youngest. Don't quote me on it, but he would have had to have been one of, if not the youngest A-League signing in history. He was like 15 when he signed his first contract in the A-League. He's been injury prone for so long, but yet he has done really no media work. You don't see him in the papers. You don't see him at Jets conferences and stuff like that. He's like been wrapped in cotton wool. And for that, I don't understand why. Because at the end of the day, when you're a bloke who can get through to young players who have maybe gone through an injury and stuff like that, he's the one. Young blokes out there who aren't playing professional, and have been struggling for injuries, whether it be basic stuff like ligaments or ACLs and stuff like that, which are very, very common in football. He's the type of bloke that they want to be hearing from. How's he got through it? What's he been doing to keep himself fit and stuff like that. And for me, that's probably the only thing I want to see out of him is if he's not playing, if he's not fit enough, he needs to be doing more for the Jets. Not just sitting back in cotton wool.
Sorry, dinner has arrived.
Oh, very good. Yum, yum, yum. But yeah, so end of the day, we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed he's fighting fit. I haven't seen much of the team sheets or anything like that. I don't even think I think they released the Sydney FC team sheet. Like when they played Sydney FC.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him on that team sheet. So it'd be interesting. For me, it's one question I would love to hear from Pappas.
Yep.
It's the one question for me. What are your plans for Ben Kanarowski? That for me is the biggest question. I don't care what formation you're playing. I don't care what you're expecting out of the squad. I don't care what we as fans can expect from them, and what style of play you want to play and stuff like that. For me, it is what are your plans with Ben Kanarowski? Is he fit? Is he likely to start round 1? Are we likely to see him at all? If not, unfortunately, he needs to go. He's taking up a spot where someone like Blake Archibald or Yangi and stuff who we released could have taken. So, it's harsh, but it's fact. He's struggled for so many seasons now. Something needs to give. You either do a job or it's just unfortunate. And it's shit. It's shit that he's in a situation the way he is, and he's been struck down with so many injury problems. It is. Yeah. And as I've said on numerous occasions on numerous episodes to guests and so forth about the second division, whereas if we had the second division, he may not be in the situation he's in now.
Yeah.
He might have been able to get back and play 15, 20 minutes here or there week in, week out at not such an extreme level where he's having to bust his knack off for whatever minutes he gets in the A-League. So, yeah, disappointing. But, yeah, fingers crossed. Good luck to him. Hopefully he surprises us. Hopefully we see a lot more of him this season. And if we don't, no disrespect.
Yeah,
but
I'm in agreement.
It's time to move on. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the 196 games. Thank you for the 9 goals. And yeah, good luck. So, but yeah, fingers crossed. We can only hope this season turns out better for him and he gets on the pitch and shows the brilliance of what he can do, because he can be brilliant. He's 29 years of age, guys. 196 games, and that's virtually 3 seasons in limbo. Yeah. Imagine where he'd be. He'd be nearly cracking 300 games. And it's still not even 30. He could have been the longest serving A-League player in history. Just a shame. Shame. Anyway, mate, we move on.
We do. Next up, we've got Dane Ingham.
Ingham, one of the new blokes in the group. The Kiwi. The Kiwi. He's been around. Brisbane, Perth, and now the Jets. We're talking about young blokes. Cannon was the first old bloke. We go backwards again now. 22 years of age. New South Wales boy. Lismore. So he played 24 odd games at Brisbane. He's played about roughly the same 30 odd at Perth. We're talking about a first. It's so funny. You look at him and he's like, his preferred position's like right back / striker. It's so bizarre.
Only in the A-Leagues.
Yeah, only in the A-Leagues.
Hoffy, he's channeling his inner Hoffy.
Yeah.
He's the mini goat.
He just gradually moves a couple of steps forward until someone says anything. So he's the coach.
You know what it is? As a fullback, he's gone on, scored a wonder goal, and then turns around and goes, "Oh, well, I'm a striker now." Isn't that every fullback's dream?
Yeah.
To play higher up the pitch.
Just see him taking those extra steps, and then just a glance to the coach who's got his eye on him. It's like, I'm just going to take about 7 steps back. Don't worry about me. It's all good. He spotted me. So what do we got? He's played a few games for the Kiwis as well. 7 international caps. What do we got? 30. Yeah, he's played about 50 odd A-League games with a return of 4 goals. Still. Easy, mate. Easy. Wow. That's original Belmont Tingara, my friend. Belmont Tingara. There you go. Eat your heart out. But thank you, Dill, for your blind look of my shirt. Maybe you go down and see Gabriel Mar, optometrist, for new.
Can I get an exclamation mark specs in the chat, please, Luke?
Yeah. Elliot, Ben Canner is God. Easy.
Yes, he's a god. He's just a god whose knees don't work anymore. Doesn't stop him from being a god.
He's in a wheelchair.
He's not in a wheelchair.
If they build a statue of him out the front, they need to put him on crutches. Crutches on either side. Yeah, poor bugger. No ripping Canner. Good on him. He's God, as Elliot says. Yeah. Anyway, back to where we were, Daningham. Yeah, look, good signing. Good signing. He can definitely play in the A-League. He's proven his worth. Hasn't been given a great deal of chances. 30-odd games in the last 2 seasons at Perth is a big achievement. Especially in that squad.
Yeah.
It was pretty cutthroat. So to get the nod over a few of the defenders they had at their disposal is impressive, and it is a good pickup for us as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, good pickup. Would you take him over Miller in that right back spot? Yeah, don't know.
I would still take. From what I've seen of Dane, I think he's just a touch too young to make that comparison, to the point where I would probably still take an Adderform Miller.
Yeah, and as I said, that's the biggest thing, I suppose, with some of these blokes that we've got in from the A-League. Your Jordan Elsie's, Jordan Elsie's an example, because I've watched him a lot. But some of the other guys that we've brought in from the A-Leagues, I don't really watch him. You know what I mean? Like, you only see him playing when the Jets are playing Perth and stuff like that, and you're not watching him. You know what I mean? You're watching the bloke in front of him, whoever that may be, and if he wins the ball off said Jets player, you crack the shits and don't really take much notice of whether it was a good thing or just sloppy play by friggin' the Jets players. So.
At the same point, though, Dane has had more international caps for New Zealand than what he has his older brother.
Yes.
And his older brother, I use this term loosely, was signed by the Coasties but never played a game for him.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah, poor bugger. His career could have been shitter than what it already is.
He mustn't be doing too bad. He's playing in the Philippines League.
Earning the dollar with the kebabs.
Yeah, I was about to say he's pulled a Taylor Regan.
Yeah.
And I know he's listening.
Elliot, can Dane cross that? Yeah, well, that's going to be a big test. He needs to. It's going to be that. We're going to have to watch and see how good he moves up and down the wing, and what he gives. Is he a pacey right back? He is
an attacking fullback, though.
Well, if his positions are preferred to be right back and forward, you'd hope so. For me, there's nothing wrong with that. It's going to be how quick he can get back. If he makes the mistake and loses,
what's his work rate like?
How quick is he going to get back? That's exactly right. What is his work rate going to be like?
In positions like that, if you lose the ball and drop your head, you get the rip.
Correct.
Simple as that.
Yeah. For me, he's the starter. He should be there round 1, as far as I'm concerned. But in the right back position. But we'll see what happens. As I said, there's a few more games to go before we get there.
Let's roll on. It's 9:10, and we still have another page and a half on my stream deck left to go.
Let's go.
Right. So next, we also have a new signing. We've got Dylan Manane.
Dylan Manane, there you go. For another Aussie, not much really to talk about. Don't know a great deal about.
Picked out of obscurity.
Hey?
Picked out of obscurity.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. He was at Helsinki there, didn't get much game time over there. Played a fair bit of his time in Finland, I believe.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where he's applied his trade over there. Again, still only 25 or so, 26, something like that. So, still young.
Got his break at Victory.
Yep. Left back, he's going to keep Moragas busy. So that'll be interesting. To be good for Moragas with a bit of push. He's, as I said, he spent more of his time overseas than he has in the A League, which is only a good thing. Regardless of how many games you play over there, you much better quality coaching setup and players and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he brings.
Considering he made that move overseas after he was released from the Victory.
Yep.
That shows, well, that personally to me shows the fact that there is some talent there.
Yep.
For a overseas team to take a gamble on that after being released from an A-League club and then another A-League offer didn't come through.
Yeah.
It's obvious that he wanted to push himself though, because otherwise he just would have taken the first A-League opportunity that came up after he was released from the Victory.
Yep. Exactly right. So, 60-odd games there in Finland, done really well. He sort of finished up there when COVID hit and everything else.
Yeah, he wanted to come home for family.
The league went to shit and everything else. He got a bit of a gig in 2021 and so forth. But, yeah, on his way back, he'll start for me at left back. No questions asked there. Good challenge for Lucas to see what he's made of and see if he can crack the spot over him in the back. Moving on.
Yep. All right, moving right on. We have the target man himself, the Aussie striker that they were looking for very late on. We have Eli Babaj.
Oh, Eli Babaj, far out. the one that came in and just sort of went, oh, God.
Yeah, I think me and you had the same response when he came in.
Yeah, look.
When we found out he was training on before he was signed, me and you both went, oh, God.
Yeah.
Now, the big thing that we've got to draw for this signing is what would you prefer?
Mm-hmm.
An Eli Babaj, who, looking at his stats, not great on the goal-scoring front, hasn't had a lot of consistent game time at per club he's been at since Hart in 2010-2012.
Yep.
Or do you take an aging Roy O'Donovan?
Roy O'Donovan, every day.
Who's 1 in 2? Again, we both know what mine and your answer is. It's a 1 in 2 Roy O'Donovan.
Yeah. For me, I think this is probably the worst signing we've picked up this season. And that's saying something, not really knowing much of these internationals and so forth. But he hasn't played as an international footballer. He has not played nowhere near enough football games to warrant a starting spot. Therefore, he will be on the bench. As far as I'm concerned, I can't see him getting a start.
He is the. And I don't like to call him this. It's not for him personally. It's more the formation and style that Pappas is going with. He is the backup. He is, if what we're playing isn't working and we need a tall head in the box, Babaj is that player. At 6'5", he is your target man, Luke.
At 6'5", and you haven't friggin' scored it. You haven't even scored 20 goals in your football career. There's something. If you're that tall, and you're not scoring headers as a striker, at least a couple of seasons, it's very plain and simple, right? How many crosses a game do you reckon there are on an average for you for each team in a game?
Depends on the side, depends on the formation, depends on the style of play. I'd go anywhere between, say, 5 and 10.
On an average, right? You're looking at close to double figures. Yeah, you would hope you'd be getting your ball out to the wide men enough to get at least close to 10. And at the end of the day, that classes as corners as well.
Yeah,
it's may as well be a cross. So, you're looking at close to double figures, and you haven't scored 20 goals in your career. Mind you, he hasn't played football in 2 years, guys.
Uh-huh.
The last season he played was 2019, and then he only played 7 games. He's had no football. He can't be fit. I don't give a shit whether you run marathons in those last 2 years. You are not match fit. So it's going to be hard. He will spend a lot of time. I would be very disappointed if he was getting game times over the likes of Moragas and your Goodwood.
That and his last club was in the Thailand second division.
Yeah.
But looking at the clubs that he's been at and the frequency at which he has moved,
Yep.
this, ladies and gentlemen, and I apologise if this hurts some of you, but he is not a player that is going to play for the badge. If another offer comes up and there's more on the table for him, he will go.
He definitely seems like that bloke who's chasing dollars.
Sorry.
So. Yep, 100%.
But again, that's my opinion.
No, exactly.
He
Moving
may
on,
come out and prove me wrong, and I for shit's sake, hope he does.
Yeah, 100%. You always do. You always hope that whatever we say, whatever it may be, or whoever it is, they prove us wrong. But if they don't, it's more of a...
Look at Sudar in the national team. It says right here at 1.95 metres, he is the joint third tallest player to have represented Australia, behind Zoko Kalak at 2.02, Harry Suter at 1.98.
Yep.
There you go.
Moving on, mate. Who we got next?
Next, you have Jack Duncan.
Jack Duncan. Well. What can you say about Jack Duncan?
Back in Jack.
Yeah. He's definitely the number one choice for the Jets.
Definitely.
He'll start most games, you would hope, injury-free. And he needs a good season. He needs a blinder. He had a really good time in the Middle East. You know, he was playing some great football. He got about 9 games in the last 2 seasons with us when he comes sort of at the back end of that. So yeah, look, he needs to start. He needs to get back to where he was before he went to the Middle East for us, when he played about 44 games or so. And yeah, at the end of the day, he should play every game, every minute, as long as he stays injury-free. There is no question about that. You know, if he gets injured, we're in all sorts of trouble. You know?
Yeah.
And if he gets injured long-term, we're in big trouble. Because the 2 keepers we've got are only young and inexperienced. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a quick one, mate. Move on. He's quality player, and yeah, he can be an absolute talent if he wants to be.
He can also be very inconsistent, as Dylan did mention.
Correct. And fingers crossed he has an absolute blinder and frigging comes out guns blazing.
Yep. All right, we'll move on to our next one, and it is one of our centre-back pairing. It is Jordan Elsey.
Jordan Elsey. Far out, eh?
I'm going to put my hand up for this one and say I've been wanting Jordan Elsey at the Jets for about 4 years.
Yep. I'm happy.
Solid. From what we have, speaking to our good friend Robbie from the Red Army, can lose his head a bit.
Has a tendency.
Has a tendency to lose his head.
Mm-hmm.
But less likely to do that if he has a more experienced centre-back partner to keep him in line. He is, from what we've been told, he's sort of that bloke that looks to his centre-back pairing and looks at him every couple of minutes and goes, is what I'm doing right?
Yep.
That's a confidence thing for me.
Yep.
Be confident.
Yeah, plenty of games at Adelaide. Been there a long time. He was the former captain of the club. You know, he's very much captain material. What we are hearing, again, not confirmed. What we are hearing is he will be the the vice captain. He'll be the vice captain of the squad, which I've got no problems for. He's very senior. He's very much a seniority player, even at 27 years of age. He's played plenty of football. He doesn't miss many games. He's pretty injury free. And he's not one, as Ben said, he has a hot head. And yes, that can be a problem with tackles. The other good thing about a bloke who has a hot head is he's not going to take crap. If you make a mistake, you will know. He will tell you about it. End of story.
Yeah.
Like he'll probably come off the game after 90 minutes or whatever it is and friggin' apologise for being an asshole or whatever it is, like I usually do when I play because I'm a hothead.
As am I.
But at the end of the day, he's that bloke who will rip your ass to shreds if you make the mistake. And I would imagine if you asked him or players that have played with him, they don't make too many mistakes. They make the one mistake and it don't happen again. So, yeah, very happy. I'm sort of with you there, Elliot, where you said got to be the best sign in this season. Wouldn't be the best for me. I don't
He's
think
up there.
He's got to be like top
He's up
3
there.
signings. You can't go much. You can't really go past Yerman. He's made the best signing we made. Quality, experience, and so forth. But we'll get to him. But yeah, good signing from Elsie. Absolute gun. Hopefully he plays a cracking season and rips in at the back where we've lost 2 massive seniority players in Topper and Boogs. So yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next player. I hope you haven't cut your back lawn yet, because it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT.
Here he is. We're going to make this one short and sweet. Absolute legend. You're talking about nearly 150 games for the club.
And 150 backyards chewed up.
Very true. Very true. He's solid. Look, how much game time he plays is going to be an interesting one. I think he'll play most games. Whether he starts them or he comes off the bench is another question. But I can't imagine him not being, if he's fit and available to play.
Yep.
I can't imagine him not getting minutes. As I said, whether it be a start or off the bench.
I see him starting at right back in front of Ingham.
Elliot, we can get that arranged. That's easy
That's easy.
That's no dramas there.
But no, considering his age, his seniority, his utilitarian nature.
Yeah.
I would be going right at 32 years of age now, Hoffy.
Yep.
It's time you mowed the back lawn and left the front lawn to the young kids.
Yeah. The biggest thing is though, talking about mowing, his work rate and his fitness is still freaking
there.
So he can definitely motor. He can definitely get up and back. No dramas there. It's just, as Ben said, he needs to concentrate either up front or on the back line. Because when he plays X amount of games in the back line and then has to go up front to help, his striking ability just goes to shit. It's just not there, and he makes little mistakes. There's a few games there last season where he missed sitters and stuff like that, and that's just purely because he's got a back and forth. He's always not in the same spot all the time. So, I'd be happy him sticking around the back line there somewhere, defensive midfield, something like that.
100%, Elliot.
Would be good.
His attitude, his personality has been the centre of team vibe for years. Yes, and I am of the opinion that is why he's still there.
Yeah, totally agree. He's the GOAT for us for the reason, and
he's one of those players you have to keep the house in order. Agreed.
He'll have another blinder of the season.
He will.
Moving on.
He generally does. All right, we'll move on to our next one. It's a young midfielder, Jordan O'Doherty.
Jordan O'Doherty. Look, he come in and played well with what he had. He got 5 games, give or take. I think it was. He come close a few times to scoring a couple of goals. Now with a full preseason under his belt, he wants to. You can tell he just wants to play football. He just wants to be at a club that wants him. That's the biggest.
And that's why we brought him in.
So it's just one of the things. He's very much a player where he gets thrown around a lot. Sort of not people not knowing what to do with him. Some people not giving him the chance that he deserves. And he's
just not letting him go on the pitch and go, right, go do your thing.
Yeah,
he's been, especially at Western Sydney when he did play, he's very much going, no, don't do that, don't step there, don't do this, don't do that. Sit there, pass that ball. And he turns around and goes, well, that's not me as a player. That's not where my strengths are, and it's, no, you will go and do that. Whereas he came in for the Jets, it was basically pushed him on the pitch and just went, right, you go do you.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. And he's open. He's been very open about that, and virtually stating that he just wants to be given a chance, and be able to play his style of football that he knows he can deliver. And then from there, if that's not what you're after, send me on. But don't bring me into a club and say that I'm gonna, you're gonna get your chances and you're gonna be able to do what you want, and then virtually go, that's where you're playing. That's the style of football. Don't go too far up. Sit back. Whatever. You know, he needs a play. He's that player that we want to be able to roam and have full control of the midfield. I would dare say he will play a lot of minutes this year.
Yep, I'm of the same opinion.
I wouldn't say, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a 100% starter, but he has the ability, the drive to definitely cement his spot if he wants to.
See, personally speaking, I would start him. Game 1. I would start him.
You'll probably find that a lot of the internationals maybe won't start.
Yeah.
Just to sort of, right, guys, let's sit back. Let's really watch, because a trial game and stuff like that, it's not the same.
No, it's not.
Everyone's just sort of feeling each other out, getting their fitness, how my leg's going to go today, how many minutes am I legs going to give me, etc. It's where game 1 you're expected to play 90 minutes. End of story. You've had your chances and stuff like that, and if you can't play 90 minutes, you ain't going to get picked. So, so we'll see what happens. He should play plenty of minutes, hopefully. And hopefully he delivers and has a good season. So, moving on, mate.
All right, so next up we have, and I did have him in here, Costa.
I just seen it. Where the fuck do you go? There he is. Costa Grossos. What do we got? 21 years of age, not a youngster.
I fucked up. I did miss him.
Oh, no.
I missed Petrados.
Oh, you didn't check it. Oh, yeah.
I did check it, and then I saw Costa, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And then I forgot we had Costa Grossos as well. Because they're all on the stream deck by first name.
What do we got? Yeah,
Whoops.
So another Aussie youngster, 21 years of age, Costa Grossos. Look, he's going to be definitely a player who's going to be fighting for a spot. He's going to find it very difficult to cement a spot. But again, he's one of those blokes that may be able to come on 15, 20 minutes. He is electric. His speed is electric. He will move.
Oh, yeah.
He will move quicker than lightning. Let me tell you that. That I do know. Not much about him, but that I do know. So, yeah, he does have pace to burn. And it may be what we need for the final 15, 20 minutes to close out a grindy win, or just to let him have free range of the ball for 15 minutes and just keep it off the opposition. So, he'll find it tough, but I dare say he'll definitely get minutes throughout the season.
Yeah, he's gonna get minutes. He'll get minutes off the bench, maybe. I do agree somewhat more with Elliot. He may spend the first part of the season in the youth team.
Oh, yeah, most of them will.
But yeah, he will get game time at some point.
100%. Moving on.
Moving right along. We
Rapid
move on
through.
to a Jet stalwart. It's Lucas Moragas.
Lukey. Well, what can you say? Friggin' he's doing very well. Currently on his way back from international duty with the young Socceroos, who have secured their spot. Why the fuck am...
Don't worry about that.
Get that off me face. Just cover me face. She looked better than me anyway. Look, he's a good player. He's going to find it even harder. He found it hard last year to crack the team. He's going to find it even harder now to crack minutes. He's playing good football. From what I could see, he played pretty good football while he was away on international duty. He's got everything. He's got everything an A-League player wants and what you want out of an A-League player. He's got determination. He's got friggin' the X factor. And he's got the drive. He wants to play. He wants to improve week in, week out. And hopefully he gets given the chance. And so,
100%.
What do we got coming off the bench? Yes, absolutely. So moving on, mate. You'll play plenty of minutes in the youth side as well.
Yeah, he will. All right, moving right along, we move to another international. It's Super Mario.
Super Mario,
Mario Arquez.
The Spaniard himself. You talk about
When's the last time the Jets had a bit of Spanish flair?
Yeah, well, a while.
A while.
I don't even know how old this bloke is. That's a good question. How old is he? Wiki doesn't even know.
Wiki doesn't even know. Wow.
Wiki's got no idea.
Wiki.
He's played plenty of games. You know, Valencia. You know, he's spent plenty of time in Spain. Valencia, Villarreal, Valencia.
A technical player.
Yeah,
Very much a technical player.
Very much a technical player. By the way, guys, as I mentioned, Villarreal and Valencia. This is Valencia and Villarreal C and B and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the youth teams.
Don't get knickers in a knot there. But yeah, look, he's been around. They move him around a lot. He's scored a few goals. So from midfield, so you know, you look about some of the blokes we've had in midfield. We've talked about. He's definitely scoring some goals. Yeah. Look, all fingers crossed for him. Ooh, do we have an age? He's 29. There we go. Beautiful.
So still young. Oh, Jesus, Benny.
Benny.
How are you, lad?
Must be hard knowing that you're going to get beat next week. Anyway. Pretty hard when top is scoring goals. Trust me, it hurts. You wonder where your strikers are.
I'll call it now.
Yeah. Look, this bloke's going to do well. He, hopefully he gets plenty of minutes into him. He'll start most games, you would hope. And hopefully he's that playmaker.
He's the Spanish Ronnie Vargas.
Yeah. Hopefully
that's what we're looking at him for.
Very good footwork and stuff like that, and in and out of friggin' tight areas. So
distribution is good.
Yeah. Moving on, mate.
Moving right along, we have Mohamed Altay.
Mohamed Altay, nice, quick and easy one. He will find life very, very difficult to get on the pitch, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Can't even friggin' find him now. There he is there. Friggin' couldn't want to know why I couldn't see him. Yeah, look. Yeah. He'll be brought in just to virtually push the defenders and so forth. He'll, if he's given a chance, he'll take it. There's no question about that. He did it at Western Sydney. But, yeah, not many minutes for me.
Not many minutes for you.
No.
I'm in full agreement.
Moving on.
Moving right along, we've got the other centre-backer. Matt Yerman.
Yeah, for me, sign of the year.
Hands down, starting every game. Got to.
He for me will be the captain of the club.
I would agree.
31 years of age. He's been everywhere and about. Plenty of games in the A-League. Plenty of games overseas. In Japan. Korea.
In Japan.
Apologies. It was just not the first thing that friggin' come to me. He played at Al Ittihad as well, which, you know, is probably his only downfall because they're a bunch of twats. But yeah, friggin' look, he's played plenty of minutes. He's a quality player. There is no question about that. Very much a quality player.
100%.
Pull my hair and call him daddy. Hyped on
this guy at the back.
Yeah, Elliot, yeah. He'll be the captain for sure. He takes no shit and he takes no prisoners. There's no question about that. So, yeah. You are looking at, in my opinion, at the new Newcastle Jets captain.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to not think that, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You'd love Hoffy to do it, but Hoffy's just all over the place and he's going to be in.
Well, there's no guarantee that Hoffy's going to get 90 minutes every week.
Exactly
I'm sure as shit telling you that if they're bringing in somebody like Yerman, he's going to get 90 minutes every week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Captain for me to be. Anyway, mate, let's move on.
All right, moving right on. I guess from the other week we have Michael Weir.
Yes, Michael Weir, new young bloke from down here in Victoria. Not much to really tell other than what we said a couple of weeks ago. If he's missed it, be sure to go check it out. We had him on the show, talked a little bit about his career and what he expects to get out of the season. It's going to be very, very... You can only have one keeper on the bench. It's going to be interesting. I think they will be put head-to-head in the youth system. And whoever comes out on top in that will be obviously the one on the bench. It's 50-50. For me, 50-50 who will be on the bench. If in case Duncan shits himself.
Lives across the road from Elliot's parents.
Great guy, lives across the road. Good on him.
No, he's a good lad.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, the biggest thing for him is it's going to give him a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of success for himself, for personal, like he's busted his ass, he's worked his ass off to get to where he is. He's been goalkeeper of the year in numerous competitions in Melbourne and in Brisbane as well. So to now finally get his his reward is very well overdue. So good luck to him for the season. Moving on, mate.
Moving on, we've got his partner in crime, the man who he's fighting against, Noah James.
Noah James, great kid. Great
Good
young kid. He's one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet. His family is so freaking passionate. It's freaking love hyping him up, and love to stir the pot and so forth with him. He's a gun. He's definitely a goalkeeper for the future. There's no question about that.
Interesting to see how he goes with coming back from his loan move from West Sydney.
Yeah, well, that's it. He didn't get many minutes in that over there, but
would have played in the youth team.
He played probably week in, week out in the youth team. He got his one chance at the Jets, and he didn't look too bad in that opportunity.
No, he didn't.
Like, it definitely wasn't a shit performance. He pulled out some cracking saves, and good luck to him. Hopefully, if all shit hits the fan, he if he gets his chance, he takes it. That's the biggest thing you got to give both the reserve keepers. If given the chance, they have to take it with both hands.
Yeah.
End of story.
And not off the back of his head and not know anything about it.
Yes,
That poor kid did get his Jets trial by fire.
he did.
All right, we'll move on to our next one. We move to our international. It is our international winger/striker. It is Olivier Boumal.
Olivier. Yeah, look, interesting. 32, probably one of the oldest blokes in the squad. Another midfielder. You can't tell me.
Winger.
Winger. He's played a couple of games for his national team, Cameroon. Let's be honest, there's a lot of good international players out of Cameroon. So to get a cap out of there is freaking impressive. To have 6 is not too bad. You've got to be if you're getting multiple games for your Cameroon, for the international side in Cameroon, you're playing in the Premier League and your friggin' French leagues, Bundesligas and stuff like that. Because that's pretty much where they all play. So to get a call up's impressive. So he's had 6 of them. So you take it. He's a bit all over the place. His appearances, some good, some bad. His strike rate hasn't
some for big clubs.
He has, yeah. Well, he was at Yokohama there, so that's where he's come from. Where obviously Pappas knows him from.
Yeah,
mainly.
You've got Yokohama. He's played for Greek Giants, Panathinaikos.
29 games.
He's been in the Chinese Super League during its hype at Liaoning Huning.
Yeah. Well, that's the other big.
So he would have played. He would have played with Aussies there.
Yep.
For sure as shit.
Panathinaikos is a big one there. That was obviously a very good season for him. Again, he got 2 goals there, but 29 games. So you look at that, 29 games in one season. That's almost every week.
Coming off the wing as well.
And as a winger, so he's played plenty of minutes there in Greece. So good luck to him. He'll start. There's no question about that. How long he'll start for will determine.
I'm going to go so far as to say that he's not going to be your typical solid Cameroonian winger. Just having a look at his youth career.
Yep.
His youth career, he's come through 2 very technically minded player clubs in Saint Etienne in France, and Albacete in Spain.
Yeah, exactly right.
2 very two biggish teams that like to have technically gifted players.
Yep.
So he's going to be, for me, in the A-League, they're going to be expecting one thing from him, and he's going to give them something completely different.
Yeah, very much so.
As in the opposition. They're going to expect a solid winger.
Yep.
They're going to get a tricky winger.
Yep. Yeah. I have a feeling you're not going to see too many balls in the air, but I reckon he's the type of bloke that's going to cut in a lot.
Yeah.
He'll be definitely the bloke who cuts inside and then, nice
Lays it off.
Firm ball across the ground, top of the 18-yard box for your midfielders where they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lazy number 9. Freaking and belting it in.
Fingers crossed he's got cut back top bin shot talent.
Yeah.
I reckon it's in his locker.
Yeah.
Considering I just mentioned he's come from 2 very technically minded youth academies, I reckon he's got it in his locker.
Yeah.
I'd probably go so far as to say that he will probably be our set piece taker.
Yeah, I think so as well. Conte going to Spurs, I doubt it. No way he's going to leave freaking thing over them.
All right, shall we move right along?
Yeah.
All right, we move right along. We've got Riley Warland.
Oh, I was literally just looking at him going, freaking, he's got to be close. Riley Warland, again, just, it's such a mix. You know what I mean? Like, for me, we're using a lot of youth, which is not what I expected out of Pappas. I really wasn't expecting as much youth as what he's picked up. Another 19-year-old kid. Played his trade in Perth last year. Pardon me. He had a season in England with Fulham where he didn't play any games and so forth. He probably played in the fringe under 18s or whatever, but definitely just being there, he would have learnt a lot. Very good youth system over there at Fulham, and definitely a club that takes no prisoners. If you are shit, you will be told. I guarantee it. So yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. A good backup to have for a centre back spot. If one of the seniority boys gets injured, it's not a bad bloke to whack in there, in my opinion. How much
100%.
game time he gets, I've no idea. He'll start every week for the youth side. No question.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving right along. We've got the coastie himself, Sammy Silvera.
So far.
That response. Oh, fuck.
Poor Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens again. We talk young blokes, 21 years of age. Yeah. He was born in England, so, he's technically not an Aussie, but he is, because he played his first lot of football over here. And, yeah. Look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. He'll play week in, week out for the fringe, for the youth system. Yeah, he'll get minutes. He'll get minutes. There's no question about that. He'll definitely get minutes. It's just going to, as Ben said on many occasions, it's going to be the way, however they set up. That's going to be the big one. How they set up, how they play, how Pappas wants to play out, will determine on who he picks on the bench. Like he'll play on he'll come off the bench for sure, no question.
Oh, for sure.
But depending on how he wants to play, whatever opposition he's playing that week, will determine on who gets the nod in these sort of positions. For me, I don't think he's not the best player in the air.
No, but he's quick and he's tricky. He will run at defenders.
Yeah, very much with the ball at his feet, type of player. So, that will change. Lucas doesn't mind getting in the air. Doesn't mind bringing stuff down and so forth. So, he can definitely look at that spot if that's sort of the way Pappas wants to go. But, probably on the ground and very skillful with his feet is more someone like, Silvera for me. My opinion.
Yeah, again, we'll say it again. They're all our own opinions.
It's all right, mate. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now. There can't be too many to come.
Yeah, I've just recognised another one that I've missed. But anyway, we move on to our next one. And it is Savas Citrovanus.
Oh, Savas. The other international, 28 years of age, born in Greece, the winger. He's played all over. Plenty of games. For me, he's probably the one that I would be expecting to see lots of goals from. He's the one who scored. He's the one who scored the most goals for me, from season to season. You know, he didn't do too much last year at Nicky Volos. Played nothing there, so the season didn't happen really. Didn't do too much at Xanthi, so I'd be interested to see why Pappas has picked him up. Obviously, it wasn't for his goal scoring ability there. Maybe his assists. Probably scored, as I said, if you're not scoring shitloads of goals, you'd want to be assisting in a lot of them. So maybe that's probably why, because his track record before that was pretty good. 16-6, 26-5, 41-10, 11-3, 70-9. Look, it's not fantastic, but it's a lot better than what I've seen so far in the front line. So you take it. But yeah, for me, he'll start every week. No question about it. He's the one thing I do know about him, which is not much. Again, he has pace to burn, and his ability in the air is impressive. That's pretty much all I know about him.
Beautiful.
Would not be surprised if a lot of those goals would have been from headers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's the one that's going to receive Boumal's set pieces.
Yeah, he won't be taking corners. He'll be freaking on the end of them, I would imagine.
Beautiful. All right.
Hopefully play wide in a 4-3-3. Very
good.
Good.
More than likely. All right.
Rightio.
What's this? He's just not happy to live in a caravan anymore? I'm assuming that's in regards to Boumal. But anyway, with a false 9 and a deep holding mid.
There you go.
Yeah, Becker's probably your false 9.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to our next one. Valentino Yule.
Valentino Yule. Yeah, look, interesting. He played a lot more games in the last 2 seasons than I expected him to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't score as many goals that I would have liked him to.
Yeah.
But again, he is the complete package if he's on his game. You know, he's willing to get up. He's willing to sit back if needed. He can play out wide if needed.
He's fucking quick.
He's lightning quick. He move. Put it this way, he moves a lot better than friggin' what bloody Arroyo. Forget. And what did Laurie say to us? He's gonna play the ball over the top, and then friggin' just gonna watch him fucking
Just gonna watch him run.
I've never seen it all season. Like, it's probably like the one thing out of Laurie's mouth that he'd love to take back, because it never happened. Poor bugger. But yeah, look, you will get minutes. He'll play a lot of football this year.
He'll get off the bench.
Yeah, I can't imagine him starting the season. But,
no, he'll come on out wide on the left for Boumal.
Yeah, he'll come
late
on.
Game.
He'll come on for the wingers. He'll make them run ragged, and then he'll play the last half hour or so, or he'll start, and then the other bloke will come on for the next half hour or whatever. But yeah, so good cover there. I'm happy with it. Those boys can play in and off each other, which will be good.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of time off the bench.
Yep. Moving on.
Moving right along. We're into the 2 that I completely missed, and we'll start with the first one, and that's Costa Petrados.
Costa Petrados, eh? What are you... Once
this is why I was tinkering around in the background.
once your brother leaves, friggin' you're virtually non-existent. Don't even know you're there. What do you got? Hasn't played many games, you know. Yeah.
He'll struggle for minutes.
He'll struggle for minutes up front. You know, you've got to be looking at the likes of bloody Goodwin and so forth before Costa gets a run. He was contracted this year. That's one of the main reasons why we didn't get rid of him. He was cheap and he was already there, so you got to keep him. But yeah, he'll play plenty of minutes off the bench. He'll score probably a fluke if he's given the chance, like he did did his only goal. But yeah, not much minutes for him, unfortunately, this year.
All right.
So that mean the only one we friggin' missed was bloody who was it?
One of the fucking internationals, and we'll move straight on into him now, and it is Daniel Painter.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the friggin' bloke we got on the Brazilian we got on loan. Yeah. There he is.
Now, before we go too far into this one,
yep,
the Newcastle Jets do not have a good track record with signing Brazilians.
Yes, that is all.
No!
Yeah.
Leonardo was good on his day, but he had a fucking woeful attitude.
Danny was a goal. Danny was good.
Oh, Denny?
Danny was awesome, mate. Friggin' the international, grand final winning year, mate. He was fucking awesome. Good bloke.
And
Good
then
bloke.
and then the man whose name should not be mentioned,
There's no such things. There's no such things.
Mario Jardel.
No. He's a fucking Nintendo character, and his brother's Luigi. We should have brought him out.
Okay, picked up a red card already. 10 out of 10 signing.
That's it. Yeah, he picked up.
Yeah,
a
he
red
did.
card. 2 yellows or whatever that they reckon shouldn't have been a red card, but anyway. Look, it'll be interesting. The biggest problem for us that what we've found is, he's 23. He's been on loan a lot, so he's still currently at Atletico Mineiro.
Yeah.
And he's been sent out everywhere. So it's just going to be interesting to see what happens. He'll get minutes. You're not going to sign an international play if you're not expecting to play him because it's the marquee, essentially.
It's extra money.
So he'll definitely get minutes. He's an attacking midfielder, so he's virtually taking Gus's spot, in my opinion. So if he does well, he'll stay there. If not, Gus will get his chance. And who knows? Could be a tight battle.
They
That's
have a
pretty much-
lot of players out on loan.
Yes, they do. Yeah, the club itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
Like a lot.
Yep, very much so. So that's pretty much that done and dusted. That's the squad, isn't it?
That's it. That's everyone.
Yeah, that's everyone. Beautiful.
That's everyone.
Again, guys, that's our thoughts only. Friggin', they don't take them with take it with a grain of salt. It's just what we expect to see what happens. Hopefully, as we said, a lot of them get more minutes than what we've suggested. If they get their minutes, hopefully they take it, and hopefully the squad themselves plays well. And don't expect too much at the start, and hopefully we come home with a wet sail and pick up a spot. What do we got? Players loaned out so much are usually due to personality issues, like you're talented but not worth being that much of an arsehole. Yeah. Attitude is definitely a big one. Like they're not. Unfortunately, this season you're not the right fit for our structure. Which is the nice way of saying that you're an asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or he's just not at that level, but they.
Yeah.
They're just not at that level, but they still see potential.
Yep. So, at the end of the day, friggin' they brought him out for a reason. They think that he can do the job. Hopefully, he does the job well. And at the end of the day, the new signings, the old signings, as long as friggin' they're there for the right reasons. They're there for the badge, play for the badge. And that's pretty much all I want out of the players. So, hopefully we'll keep him in check, hopefully. Very true. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much our show for this week. We do thank everyone for jumping on and saying g'day and giving us your thoughts and your opinions on the players that we've gone through. Hopefully another good result against MacArthur on the weekend before the trip down to Melbourne to play Western United. Next week, we'll probably go into a little bit of detail in regards to the season structure. So the new final series, which I think is fantastic. A little bit of a home and away leg for the major semi-finals and stuff like for the major semi and stuff like that, which is good. No worries. Fuck me off.
No, you're back. I just
There
need
we
to
go.
move some stuff around.
Yeah. Anyway, other than that, guys, we do thank you for jumping on. Be sure to go check out Gabriel Ma, optometrist at Jesmond, our major sponsor. Thank you to those guys for giving us a leg up and helping us where they can with everything you see right here, whether it be camera work or glasses and stuff like that. We thank them very much. To you guys, thank you very much, as always, for jumping on. Be sure to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to go like the Facebook page. Go and give us a follow on the Twitch side and on Spotify. We're also on Anchor and freaking Apple. Be sure to go do all that.
Timmy.
What's Timmy's done now? Oh, fuck. Love it. Other than that, guys, very much appreciated for jumping on. If you are on the Twitch side, or if you have a Twitch account, I'll get you guys to quickly jump over onto that now. We will go.
No, you don't have to.
I don't have to?
They're finished.
Oh, I wasn't talking about them.
Oh, okay. Well, there's nobody. There's nobody really of interest on.
Oh, nobody of interest?
No.
Huh.
Unless Will or something's on. I don't know what exactly call that interest.
Oh wow, there really is nobody on. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Well, we'll scratch that, ladies and gentlemen. We won't go over and raid anybody because there's nobody worth raiding. So
Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
I do have something to talk about though.
Yeah. Don't just relax. It's gonna be
I
the
am
last thing.
relaxed.
We'll finish up. Bloody hell! No, keep your kid on. I was gonna say, freaking, if you haven't bought a membership yet, be sure to go and do so for the Jets sort of thing. Yeah, it's important. You know, the boys need your as much help as you possibly can this season. I did hear on the grapevine that we are doing the teddy bear toss.
We are.
Again,
it was posted on the
again this-
Facebook page. It's against Wellington
Yeah,
Phoenix.
Wellington. Yeah, same. Yeah, City last time, Wellington this year, I believe. Depending on obviously COVID and whether we can or can't toss shit onto the field and whatever. If we can't, I'm sure they'll do a drive where you just put into a bin or some shit at the front as you walk into the stadium or something. But yeah, so yeah, good cause for that. So yeah, jump onto that whenever that sort of pops up as well.
Yeah.
We'll try and do something if we're allowed into the stadium for the FFA Cup match. Whether it be a live thing or we pre-record something for you guys, we'll work that out on the day and closer to once we've got an idea whether we'll be allowed in.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, we'll see you guys next week with another show. Hopefully, maybe a guest. That'd be great. So we'll try and tee that up. If not, it'll be just us again talking some football. If you haven't joined the tipping comp, Crossbar Capers tipping comp, be sure to go do so.
Last place is mine.
If you haven't, if you haven't joined yet, don't feel like you're going to be miles behind and not catch up because I think we're all going pretty shit at the moment considering the teams that everyone's expecting to win aren't winning.
Aren't.
I.e. friggin' Liverpool and
I.e. Liverpool,
and
City.
all the regulars, that you expect to
Tottenham.
win, but then just play like shit. Nah, Spurs, no, you expect that shit. They're playing terrible. That was the biggest. That was one of the worst decisions in friggin' Spurs history, bringing him into there. But anyway,
Yeah.
they all make mistakes. But other than that, guys, we thank you very much. Take it easy. Obviously, as we said, it is November, which is Movember month. Ben's got a bit of shit going on with the GPU guys or Global Players United.
Yeah.
United. Yeah. So he'll give his guys a bit of a rundown of what they're up to for that. It is a good cause. So if you do see it around on Facebook or your mates and stuff like that are doing it, be sure to drop a few bob in there. As I said, it is for a good cause, men's health and stuff like that. So yeah, very important and get behind it. So yeah, I'll whack it over to Ben. Other than that, that's me. So Ben will sign off at the end of it. Thanks, Benny, for doing the show tonight on your end.
It's a pleasure, my friend. Apologies that I missed 2 players. They mustn't be important.
Auto renewal, beautiful, absolute legend.
Yeah.
Thanks, Timmy, from all the way overseas, mate. Thanks to everyone else. Elliot, Luke, Noopy, Maddie was in here for a bit.
Yeah. Membership's not overly expensive, Timmy. Put it that way.
Nice and cheap, mate. Nice and cheap for an
Nice and
international.
Especially for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very, very much.
Be even cheaper for you.
Anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to wrap it up there. So I'll say me goodbyes. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you next week. Last voice you'll hear now is Benny in his chat, and he'll just talk to you about what GPU and that are doing, as I said. And we'll catch you guys next week. And as always, which you're not going to hear it from mine, but I'll hear it.
We hate
Coast
scum.
Take it easy, guys. Catch yous later.
Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to bend your ear for a little bit for just about, 2 minutes. Oh, why have you disappeared? You're still there. You're drinking. There we go. Because we're... Yeah. Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to bend your ear very quickly for a couple of... a minute or two. So I am lucky enough to be part, as most of you guys know, of a Global Players United, which is a Twitch channel and a community of content creators from all across the globe. And what we are doing this year, as we tend to do most years is that we are booting up, as of today, being the 1st of November, our Movember campaign. So what Movember is, ladies and gentlemen, it is an organisation and a charity to which a lot of people in Australia here do hold dearly. It is a very prominent one here. So it is to support men's mental health, suicide awareness, depression, prostate cancer, and testicular cancer. And as part of Global Players United, we will be raising funds this year to go towards Movember. So what I'm going to do is throw the link in chat to the Global Players United campaign for Movember. I am part of the Movember team for Global Players United. I haven't shaved in 3 months, so I'm actually doing what they call a reverse Movember. So what I do is I grow it for a certain amount of time prior towards that and then shave it all off at the end of Movember because I'm one of those unlucky people that can't grow facial hair. I will also, for those females that do want to get involved as well this year, we are also coinciding that with the Move for Movember campaign as well. So if you are like me and are unable to grow facial hair or do anything with facial hair, you can do what's called a Move for Movember campaign as well. So I will be splitting my time on both ends of that. I will be doing certain fitness goals as part of the Move for Movember campaign, but it's all part of Movember in general, and it is all to raise funds for those all-important causes of the prostate cancer, testicular cancer, men's mental health, suicide awareness, and depression. What I've done, guys, is I've thrown the Tiltify link in chat. That is the link where you will be able to donate to our Movember campaign for Global Players United. Every single cent that goes into that campaign will be going to the Movember Foundation, as well as a undecided amount at the moment per sub to the GPU channel will also be going to Movember. But, guys, there is something that you will get out of it. We have donation goals. So there are a shit ton list of donation goals. Some of those, they're generally at every 50 or at every 100. I will find them here for you. And I will read out a few of them, because there are a couple of big ones, massive goals in there. I think the first couple of goals are $50 Steam vouchers and things like that. Where I had it here before. Where is it? So we're looking to raise a total of $1,500. But some of the highlights to stand out. So you've got She-Evil at $150 has put her hair on the line. You were able to choose her choice of hair color for a month. We've got at 200, there's a game bundle giveaway. At 250, we've got a massive big game bundle giveaway. At 300, Knight and Vimesy will be reading an erotic novel to each other. Yes, you heard right. They will be reading a erotic novel to each other for shits and gigs. At 400, we've got a Not Safe for Work Discord community night. At 500, I'm throwing myself into the ring against Watermutt, a best of 3 games at FIFA Ultimate Team. Further up, at 600, we've got a couples deathmatch trivia night. At 700, ladies and gentlemen, Corner Flag Games and the Vimesy will be... Corner Flag Games will be choreographing, myself, a drag number for myself and the Vimesy to then live stream. You heard right. Corner Flag Games and the Vimesy will be in drag failing for $700. At $900, whoever wins that one will get the first edition Global Players United merch pack. At $1,200, you've got a 24-hour hosted stream by the Vimesy. Mate, you didn't have your headphones on. You didn't hear. You didn't hear.
I heard everything.
Oh, you heard everything. You heard, so I'm going to be in drag again if they make $700.
Yeah, I think it's pretty poor. You used to be in drag, so yeah, it should be like a...
I've only ever done it twice. Shut up. At $1,500, a custom one-shot D&D Dungeons and Dragons campaign will be made for you based on your preferences by none other than the legend himself, Crit Happens Gaming. I've seen what he does to make one of those D&D games. You're talking 40, 50 hours worth of work. That's a lot of time. And I know Crit. He doesn't have a lot of time. But anyway, guys, the Tiltify link is up there for you guys to donate. Even if you've got a couple of bucks floating around. Movember, once again, ladies and gentlemen, is a fantastic cause. I will be throwing my hat into the ring. I will be doing all I can to raise funds for it. You'll see it on my personal streams for the next month as well. And I will be donating it to myself as well, considering I've just found out a family friend of mine has just been diagnosed with prostate cancer. So there is that. Anyway, that's it. That's me done talking.
Very good. Rightio, guys. Well, that's it. As Ben said, be sure to go and support them as much as you can. As I said, as little as a couple of bucks is a big help. Anything more than that is generously wonderful. It is for a good cause. I'm sure everybody knows at least somebody who has been affected, if not by prostate, which this is obviously heavily at, but some form of cancer. In general, which none of it's fantastic and so forth. So we want to be doing as much as we possibly can to eliminate as best we can all cancers. At the moment, we're doing this one for prostate, breast cancer and stuff like that will come around throughout the year. I know I'm getting heavily involved with the 150k walk to Sydney in January. So yeah, we'll touch on that a little bit later, where that is being done by massive amounts of people. Massive celebrities and stuff like that. The great man himself, Laurie McKenna, and so forth, will be doing his bit as well. So yeah, we'll talk more about that well and truly after November.
Grow a mo, save a bro.
Exactly right. So we'll get through this one first, then we'll touch on that one. But yeah, any donations are fantastic, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Whatever football you guys can watch. I know we're getting close now. I think there's a few FFA Cup games this week. We're back. The local friggin' Hamilton and Broadmeadow will be playing soon enough. So I think it's just before the Jets game on the 13th, so around the 10th and the 11th and stuff. So yeah, get behind it all. Get behind your local football. Get behind the Movember, as we said, and support the Jets as much as you can. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy and enjoy the rest of the week, as we said. Bye.
If I could tell you